Have you ever felt drained after interacting with a certain person? This sensation is often a telltale sign of a toxic relationship. These relationships are not merely unpleasant, they can wreak havoc on your emotional and psychological well-being. Characterized by manipulation, devaluation, and emotional violence, toxic relationships can leave you feeling belittled, invalidated, and emotionally spent. They can come in many forms, from friendships and romantic relationships to familial ties and professional connections. The common thread: they all involve one person exerting power and control over another through negative behaviors. Imagine a friend who constantly belittles your accomplishments, or a partner who manipulates you into feeling guilty for their actions. These are the hallmarks of a toxic relationship, where the balance of power is skewed, and one person's needs are consistently prioritized over the others. Toxic relationships are not just uncomfortable, they can seriously harm your mental health. Understanding the source of toxicity can be a key step to breaking free. When we delve into the realm of personality disorders, two particularly notorious ones stand out as frequent contributors to toxic behavior: narcissistic and antisocial personality disorders. Individuals with these disorders often exhibit deeply entrenched patterns of manipulation, devaluation, and even outright lies. Their behavior is frequently classified as toxic, largely due to a poorly developed sense of empathy or a conscious disregard for the feelings and well-being of others. For instance, individuals who thrive on deception, such as criminals, may consciously choose to ignore the suffering they inflict on others. But why is changing such behavior so challenging? The answer lies in the nature of these disorders themselves. Narcissistic and antisocial personality disorders are characterized by a lack of empathy and often a lack of awareness of the consequences of their actions. This makes it difficult for individuals with these disorders to recognize the harm they are causing and, as a result, to make the necessary changes to their behavior. However, not all hope is lost. If a person recognizes the harm in their behavior and shows a potential for self-awareness, the prognosis can be more optimistic. Through professional help like psychotherapy, they can learn to modify their behavior and reduce its toxicity. Recognizing these traits in others can help you understand the toxicity in your relationships. Sometimes the catalyst for change is self-awareness. The journey to transformation often starts with a single step, and that step is self-recognition. A toxic individual, upon realizing the damage their actions inflict on others, may find themselves on the path to change. This is not an easy road, but one paved with introspection, understanding, and most importantly, empathy. Acknowledging the harm they've caused is a significant stride towards reform. It's like looking into a mirror and truly seeing the reflection staring back. It can be an uncomfortable realization, but it's necessary to break the cycle of toxicity. Psychotherapy can be a powerful tool in this journey. It provides a safe space for exploration and understanding of one's actions. It helps in developing empathy and in recognizing the repercussions of one's behavior. It's a guiding light in the darkness, illuminating the path towards change. Remember, change is possible, but it must start from within. Your boundaries are your shield against toxicity. Just as we have physical boundaries that protect our personal space, we also have emotional and psychological boundaries that safeguard our well-being. These boundaries are the invisible lines that we draw around our self-worth, our values, and our mental health. They define what we are comfortable with and what we are not. Understanding your own boundaries is the first step in asserting them. To do this, you must first take stock of your feelings, your values, and your comfort zones. What are you okay with? What makes you uncomfortable or upset? These questions can help you identify your boundaries. Once you've recognized your boundaries, it's time to assert them. This doesn't mean you have to be confrontational or aggressive. On the contrary, assertiveness is about expressing your needs and boundaries in a way that respects both you and the other person. It's about being clear, direct, and firm. When you communicate your boundaries to others, remember to do so with politeness and tact. Yet, it's important to be firm. If someone crosses your boundaries, Don't be afraid to let them know. This can be as simple as saying, "I feel uncomfortable when you do that. Please respect my space." Remember, it's not just about setting boundaries, it's about enforcing them too. If someone repeatedly disrespects your boundaries, you have the right to distance yourself from them. Do not hesitate to protect your boundaries. They are crucial for your well-being. Exiting a toxic relationship can be difficult, but it's a necessary step towards better mental health. When navigating the stormy waters of toxic relationships, it's vital to remember that your mental health and well-being should always be your priority. If you feel drained, undervalued, or disrespected, it's time to consider moving on. The decision is often challenging, particularly when the toxic individual is someone close to you. But remember, the first step to overcoming a challenge is acknowledging it. So, how do you exit a toxic relationship? Start by recognizing your boundaries and asserting them clearly. It's essential to define what is acceptable to you and what is not. When your boundaries are crossed, don't hesitate to express your discomfort. Be polite, yet firm. Your boundaries are your sanctuary, and it's your right to protect them. At times, pointing out the inadmissibility of toxic behavior can be beneficial. Feedback might help the other person realize their mistakes. However, if they continue to disregard your feelings and persist in their harmful behavior, it's time to take a stand. Exiting a toxic relationship doesn't always mean cutting ties abruptly. Sometimes it's about gradually distancing yourself, reducing communication, and setting stricter boundaries. It's about reclaiming your space, energy, and peace. However, if the relationship is causing you significant harm and distress, don't be afraid to sever ties immediately. This might seem drastic, but remember, your well-being is paramount. Seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a mental health professional during this challenging time. It's important to note that exiting a toxic relationship isn't a sign of weakness. Instead, it's an act of strength and self-love. It's about acknowledging that you deserve respect, kindness, and love, and refusing to settle for anything less. Overcoming the trauma of a toxic relationship takes time. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to heal, and remember that it's okay to seek professional help. In the end, the journey towards exiting toxic relationships is a journey towards self-love and self-respect. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to let anyone undermine it. Remember, it's okay to walk away from people who don't value you. To conclude, always remember your worth. Your value does not decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Prioritize your mental health and remember that it's okay to distance yourself from people who drain your happiness. The power to change your situation lies within you. You deserve respect, love, and kindness. Don't let anyone make you believe any less about yourself. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Remember, you are worthy of respect and kindness. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.